guys, welcome back. This is part 2. I hope you like it. So, how do you stay updated on the latest beauty trends?
Honestly, it's from other artists. I follow so many other artists. Um, I was lucky enough to go to Bellis under the direction of
Mhm.
Carrera Bailey, and she was a Wella educator.
Mhm.
So I'm originally Wella trained,
Okay.
and she brought in. At the time, I didn't realize how big these guys were in the industry,
Yeah.
and I just go back and think. And honestly, I still have like my lady book and I have my binder
Yeah.
with the notes that I would take in classes from Nick Berardi and Joseph Muldoon,
Yeah.
which probably you guys are like, I don't even know who that is. If you search them on Instagram, thousands, millions of followers,
Mhm.
watches every day. And I like look at their videos on YouTube now and I'm like, man, I sat in a fucking room with
Mhm.
him for
Yeah.
2 hours, bored out of my mind. And then thinking,
Cuz you didn't understand it at the
didn't
time.
understand it at the time,
Mm.
but that's what sets me different from like other stylists is that not only am I a good colorist, I can cut the shit out of some hair.
Yeah.
You know, Giselle will tell you. One time I gave her a bob in the kitchen. I had to call my girlfriend and be like, girl, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's not coming out right. She's like, okay, stop cutting her hair. I'll be over in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And now people find me.
Yeah.
Like, I heard you like, you cut the best bobs, thick
Yeah.
hair, fine hair, all of the things.
I suck at hair
Ooh.
cutting.
Yeah, and and I think like I didn't realize it then, but I look back now and I'm like, man, luckily I am such a sponge for
Yeah.
information that's sitting in that room with them or not understanding a haircut and asking the questions and
Yeah.
taking the notes that I did have shaped like the artist that I am
Yeah.
today. So even just putting yourself in rooms with other artists,
Mhm.
and watching them work. I have a friend of mine. I always say that she's the reason why I decided to go to beauty school. She's been a hairstylist for like, I don't even know, like 30 years or something. She's still a hairstylist.
Yeah.
And I saw how she would cut my hair and do my hair. And I remember when I first met her, I just had like straight black emo hair. And she's like, let me give you some highlights. And I'm like, no, I don't really do my hair. But I say that she's the reason I went to beauty school because I saw her like be creative behind the chair. And I'm like, I want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
I have all this like, artistic ability, but I didn't
Mhm.
know how to like get it out.
Yeah.
And now I look back and I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
just putting yourself in a room with other artists and watching them and picking their brains and saying like, how do you do this differently than I do
Mhm.
is a learning experience.
Yeah.
And always being available to learn,
Yeah.
and I think that's the thing now. It's like I spend thousands of dollars on education
Yeah.
every year, even
Now.
15 years behind the chair,
I'm even now. Yeah.
even now.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about today, like, I'm like, do I need this education? Is this going to make me a better stylist? Is this
Yeah.
going to grow my business? It's like, no, we've
No.
gotten all the things we've needed from this. And now we need to move forward
To a different
to a
thing.
different
Yes.
thing. Yeah. And
Yes.
then I agree with that too. It's like, just keep wanting to learn,
Yes.
keep putting yourself out there. Because if you don't, you're just going to get stagnant and you're
Yeah.
going to get bored and you're going to get burnt out and you're going to get tired and you're going to be like, oh, well, I don't really want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, it's easier for us to say, like, well, I don't want to do this anymore because of the clients, because of the money, because of the this, because of that. But at the end of the day, it's just like, what makes you happy? And for me, it's being behind the chair.
Yeah.
It's turning my client around and saying, they'd look in the mirror and they're like, oh my God.
I had a couple clients make me cry when they turned around to look at themselves.
Oh, I'm not a crier. If you
I
make me
am.
cry,
I'm a fucking crybaby. But
mm-mm.
it was. I remember
If
there
you
was
start
two
crying in front of me,
clients.
I'm like, stop that. Like, ill.
Oh
my
my god! And
God.
I'm such a crybaby. So
No, I will cry too.
Yeah.
I've had that, and ooh.
Yeah, and I there's two clients that I could remember, one for sure. And you could tell she was feeling so down about herself and she came in just very like depressed and stuff.
Yeah.
And the moment I turned her around and she looked at herself and she started crying. Oh man.
What my client today, actually, she's your client too.
Oh, yes.
She posted, she's like instant confidence boost. And
Yeah.
she was so tied to keeping her length
Yeah.
Mhm.
that she was like, I'm scared to do it. I'm like, ain't nothing to it, but just do it. Like,
Yeah.
if you hold on to something that's no longer serving you, what's the purpose?
Exactly.
I love this.
Yes.
If every day you look in the mirror and you're like, the length of my hair makes me sad, fucking cut it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that's gonna happen? It's gonna grow back.
Yeah. I
You need some
think,
extensions, we'll put those in.
yeah, I think as women, a lot of the times society has basically made us believe that in order for us to be beautiful or confident, that we need the long hair.
Oh, that's what my family said.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Really?
I would
Yeah.
have
And
immediately
that's,
shaved my head
oh
and
man.
rebel.
I
Yeah.
didn't like cut my hair short till college. Like
Oh
literally,
my
once
God.
I left the house, everyone
No.
was just like, "My God, you have short hair." Because literally nobody in my family has short hair except
That's
for
great.
like the older ones.
You know, it's funny that all through middle school, high school, I had long black hair.
Mhm.
And
I had an undercut up until COVID.
the moment I moved away, I mean, when I was in beauty school, I had long hair, and then it was blue, and then it was black, and then it was a bob, and then by the time I graduated beauty school, I had a platinum blonde like pixie.
No way.
Swear.
Oh
Swear.
man.
Platinum blonde pixie, and then I grew it out, and I had like Giselle would say like my Johnny K plus 8. It was awful. It's
Let
awful
me talk to
growing
your
out of-
manager.
Yes, let me speak to your manager.
Oh
Oh
man.
my God.
But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's fun. And I just
I love my A-line. You know,
loved it.
yes. So I think like about a month ago, I saw a picture of me with my A-line. I was like, oh, maybe I should get an A-line. And then I was like, no, like I actually, I haven't had long hair in a long time and I'm wanting my long hair.
You're like, why?
Yeah,
Shave it. Let's
I
dye
know.
it purple
But you know,
again.
so I had an undercut since fuck, I don't know for how many years, but pandemic came and one of my clients, obviously I couldn't see her. And I told her, fine, because I can't see you and I can't give you your undercut that you always get. I'll let mine grow out so that I could, you know, and what is it?
Solidarity.
Solidarity. Yeah.
We'll grow our undercuts together.
Yeah. So then once it was like a certain length and we were able to again, I was like, I already made it past the length. So I'm
Mhm.
just going to let it grow out. But it was all around. I literally had all around shave.
I had a client like that too, and I
Yeah.
remember her growing hers out. She was like, "What do I do with it?" And I was like, "You pin it, you flat iron
Oh,
it, you do all the
it was the
things
worst.
until you get past." And then once we got it to like a bob length, we cut her hair up to the bob,
Yeah.
and then we dyed it blue, and then we did all the things. It was,
Yeah.
and she's like, "I'm trying to think." I was like, "Do you want that grow out again?"
Yeah.
Because that, I mean,
And that's my thing.
I'm
Like,
always down to do whatever the fuck my
yeah.
clients want to do. I'm like, if you say yes, let's do it,
Yeah.
then I'm totally
Yeah.
game.
And so, see, and there's times that I think about like, maybe I should do it, but then I was like, no, fuck that grow out. Because the only reason I kept it for so long was because of the grow out.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I kept
Because once it gets to that length where it starts like poking out,
Yeah.
and then you really can't lay it down anymore, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah. And I hated it. So, pandemic,
Girl,
nobody
I
could see
had
me.
finger waves when I was growing mine out.
No way.
I went to school in National City. Half
Oh,
of my
yeah.
homegirls or black girls are like, if you
Let's
could
do this.
like finger waves, full on like quick weaves on a Friday afternoon.
Dang.
I
Yeah.
mean, I will get everything from highlights to press and curls
Yeah.
to roller
Mhm.
sets.
Yeah.
And they would look at me like, can you do my hair? And I'm like, yeah. And
Yeah.
like my homegirls would be like, yeah, she could do your hair. She did my hair.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Oh, dang.
But do I
Yeah.
want to do roller sets?
No.
I don't even own rollers to do a roller set anymore.
Oh, shit. Those finger waves, though, fucked. At the beginning, they used to be the death of me, like
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
get them done.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously you had to do them for skateboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
got
now,
1.5. That's
I
all
think
I
that's
had.
the issue, though. The issue now is that skateboard is so easy compared to how skateboard used to be. When I took skateboard, it was before you had to you had to take a human person and do an actual
Mhm.
haircut.
I heard that. Same with estheticians in California. I was
Yeah.
like, you did a brow wax on a real person?
Yeah,
On a
all
real
of
person.
it.
Fuck.
Everything that you do on a mannequin, you had to do on a real person.
Yep.
I would have been so.
Like I remember the facial part of it too, having to fold the little tissue paper in the little
Oh, that would have
triangle,
been. That was.
and then
It's just the waxing. I don't know. A real person. I
and
was
then
like,
having
"Oof."
to like go and then like make sure you had everything folded the right way and do the
Mhm.
massage the right, like all that was on a fucking person,
No,
real
Giselle
life.
literally cringes. I don't wax anymore,
Yeah.
but she literally would cringe at how I would like wax my
Why?
like my armpits or she's like, I can't believe you, because I would have my own little personal
Yeah,
wax pot
yeah,
at home, right? Every now, throw a little wax on there.
yeah.
I don't wax anymore because I do IPL, but she was like, "Are you fucking kidding, Mom?" She's like, "This is disgusting," and I'm just like,
Why?
because I'm just messy with my wax. And I'm like,
Oh,
it's my
it's your
wax pot at
wax, and you
home.
double dip, right?
No, I wouldn't try not to,
But you
but
did.
I had my big stick in there,
Yeah,
and then
you
my little
did.
stick that I was in there
She
digging it,
did.
and yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
she's
I'm like,
like,
she
"Are
did.
you double dipping this?" And she's like, "When was the last time you threw this wax away?" And I'm just like, "It's fine."
Yeah, because it's yours. It's not like you're doing it on the
I'm like,
client. Yeah.
Who am I waxing with this?
No one.
It's
Myself.
myself.
No,
Yeah.
I do that with my sugar at home too. It's mine, double dip, whatever. No gloves.
Yeah.
I'm literally
Yeah.
like an animal.
She's like,
digging in.
I'm a literal animal.
oh my God.
She was like, "I can't believe you do that to yourself." And I'm just like, "It's just mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter." And she's just like, "You're gross."
Oh
So
my
now
God.
she's like, she doesn't wax me anymore too, because I mean, I'm old and I have old lady skin, but I use retinol. So she doesn't wax my retinol. I'm like, to sit there and have her tweeze me, I'm just like, like
Wait.
white
Okay.
knuckling.
So you can't wax with retinol?
No,
Retin-A.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm like,
it's prescription.
oh, okay.
like even for me, like with retinols too, though, I can't. My skin is just too sensitive.
Yeah.
So she's
Mhm.
like, even if she's like, okay, you want to get your brows waxed, you have to start using like your active ingredients like today, so I can wax you next week.
So what
Mhm.
happened? Do you get really red?
Oh, your skin will peel off.
Your skin will lift, and
It burns.
you will look like a horse.
Yeah, it literally like it burns,
Oh.
and then it scabs over and gets crusty, and you have to keep it hydrated, and it's a whole
Like thinking about it makes me like cringe.
But like
I'm
it's not
like-
even like your retin-A's,
You
like
see-
it's your active
I know,
ingredients
but you see
too.
me though. I'm just
Yes.
like, because I got, so the day that I got my dermaplaning
Uh-huh.
and Mercy waxed my lip, she's like, you got it. It was like red, like super red.
Yeah. That
And-
happened with the sugar too.
Okay.
Your upper lip got super red.
Yeah. So she said you got more red than normal, and so I didn't think, because I use the retinol. Yeah,
mhm.
cream. But so right now, like you said, I mean, my skin didn't rip off. I'm good.
Yeah,
We're
I
good.
only use medical grade skincare now, so
Yeah.
I was like, stop using this, don't use this. If you want to wax next week, all of these have to stop today. And I'm just like, I don't really want to wax my brows.
That's what she told me. She's like, well, if you want to keep on doing this, or if you want to get you have to use this. If you don't, so same thing. I
Mhm.
have my.
And I want to
I
get a
get yelled at.
hydrofacial.
I get yelled at. I get yelled at too.
Oh my God. So she
cannot
got a
wait.
peel and she was wondering why she was in so much pain. And I was like,
That's why I don't get pills, because I'm a baby when it comes to that.
No,
I was-
listen. Why though?
I was wondering, I was like, okay, you're not using your actives yet, like too soon. Like I was going down the list. Like, no, I'm not doing this, that. I'm like, okay.
And it would.
And then
like,
it hurt.
hurt.
I was like, yeah, you're looking kind of like raw for some reason. I don't know why it didn't click in my head that what happened, but like the next peel, we're talking again about it. And then I forget how it came up, but she just mentioned like, yeah, I was like taking the flakes off. And then when I was cleansing, I was scrubbing the flakes off.
I mean,
And I'm like, no wonder your whole face was raw.
Listen, Linda. So it was
This
okay.
is why I cannot get chemical pills, because I'm a picker. I want to pick it. So
You can cut it
yeah,
like
But what
really close.
happened was
but-
that I had also my fault. I didn't tell her I had events either one of those times.
oh, and then and then she's like, okay. And like literally as we were doing the peel, she's like, so I'm going to my daughter's graduation tomorrow.
Can I put makeup on?
I'm like,
absolutely not.
I'm like, sorry, excuse me.
wait, what?
I mean,
You don't tell your
I
esthetician
wasn't.
during the service. You tell them before.
I should, and I said I should be fine, right? Which I was. I didn't start peeling till that, like after the
Days.
fact.
I remember I got a chemical pill like 2 years ago, and we decided to go to a birthday party at a bar, and I went to this birthday party, and like I was drinking, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so dehydrated after this, and I was like literally in the bathroom of the bar, like slathering my face with like Aquaphor, because I
Yeah.
was like, I do not, because it's smoky and it's
Yeah.
hot, and I was just
Ugh.
like, this is gonna suck in the next 3 days.
Oh my God! You know,
I mean,
so
luckily
this
it wasn't
time-
too bad.
Yeah.
but-
So this time it wasn't like the second time around. It wasn't that bad. I did peel it, but
What?
no, the second.
Oh, what?
Remember, I
Wait,
told
wait,
you
what?
no when I told you that I had peeled it, and then you're
Oh.
like, you shouldn't be peeling
And then
it.
to stop.
So I
yeah.
stopped, and then I would look at myself in the mirror, and I was so tempted to just like
It's very tempting. I tell
but
my
I
clients
didn't.
that struggle with, like, picking, peeling, whatever, I'm like, "Just avoid the mirror." It
Mhm.
Yeah.
actually works. I avoid mirrors all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be, like, doing something, and I'll just notice a breakout if I'm like this or something. I'm like, "Oh, that's, like, sore." But I didn't know because I didn't look in the mirror. I
So
didn't pick it. I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, just spot treatment, and then you're good to go." But no, after this experience, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna double and triple check with my clients that they're not, like, picking off their skin."
It's
Well,
like
'cause
post
it's
pick.
Post-chemical
We're
peel.
gonna add that to your post care. Do
I
not pick
know,
and
but
like
it
I'm
was
bold
like, "I
that.
just
sent the
like
consent form beforehand."
But who actually
I don't
reads
read it.
them?
Who actually reads?
I actually don't.
I don't even send them to you because well,
You
whenever she
know,
comes in though, she's a model for something.
yeah.
Yeah.
The last 2 peels, like, model. So
Yeah.
I haven't signed, or well, I probably maybe
No,
should, even though
I
we're
think
friends.
no, but I've signed consent forms for you before.
But did you read it?
No, but I
Oh my
signed
god, my
them.
neck.
And
So it's
there
not her. So
lies
if
the
any
problem.
exactly, but
Something
if
came
any,
out of my nose,
I mean,
sorry.
you're.
No, I
But if anything, but if anything
my
happens, it's
allergies
not
are
like
so
I'm gonna.
bad, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't even see it. You're the one
Oh
that
my
called
god.
yourself out. But I wouldn't. I mean, I would never fucking throw anything on you because it's my fault that I didn't read it.
So that's another thing I like about Boulevard
Yeah.
is that our credit card agreement, our cancellation agreement, photography release,
Mhm.
and
That's already included in there, huh?
so we put them in there, and when they get the confirmation of their appointment being accepted, they get all of the forms, and they have
Oh,
to fill them out before their appointment. So now instead of saying, "Oh, hi, so and so will be with you in just a second," go ahead and check in on the iPad. And if there's any forms you need to complete, go ahead and take care of those right quick.
Ooh. Okay. So
oh,
my
I like
question
So
is
I don't have
now.
to step away from my chair to check them in to see if they've filled out their forms.
Okay.
that is so nice.
So I
I
have a
have to
question. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say Square's annoying because you have to, like, manually send the forms.
Mhm.
Yes. So what I was gonna ask you, and it's fuck. Where are you going? Uh, what I was gonna ask you is, Boulevard something that you have to be a salon, or could an individual person have it?
I
And
think
is it the
so.
same price though?
They have like tiered pricing.
Okay.
So I think like the first tier is up to like 10 employees or something like that. And then depending on like how big your business is
Yeah.
growing and how many employees you have or 1099s, whatever it is, they have different tiers.
Okay. Because
It
it'd be cool
is
if they had it just for like an independent.
I don't know if it's designed for independents.
Okay.
I think it's designed for teams.
Your tattoo healed up pretty cool. Sorry, I
Oh, this
just saw
one?
it right now.
This one. Yeah, it's
Oh
pretty
yeah, that
sick.
looks cool. I like it.
Yeah, I'm like this kid and where I got lunch earlier, he was like, "Oh, that's a sick tattoo on your neck." And I'm like, kind of a badass.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody sees how many tattoos you actually have until like because you're always wearing
Yeah.
and then you have hand tattoos and neck tattoos. You're
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
instantly
Yeah.
badass
Yeah.
status.
Yep. That's exactly it. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
So
you.
no, yeah, that's the thing with I mean with Square. I know that there is a way where you can attach your contracts to go out automatically.
Ooh.
It's new and
Okay.
it's part of their contract features, so it might be an additional charge.
How
But
much
that's the
fucking additional
I'm already
charges
paying
now?
for the contracts. Is there like a
No,
upgraded
so
contract?
no. I think you have to go in and you have to set it to where those contracts automatically get sent. The only thing with that,
Mm.
what I noticed with Square, because a lot of our clients weren't signing them or weren't open. They would open the email and just be like, eh.
That's my problem. Is people are not filling them out, and then I'm at the appointment like, "Hey, so I saw you didn't do the forms." They're like, "Oh, I didn't see it," or they'll only do like one form, not the other. And
There's
they're like, "I thought it was a repeat, the same
such
form." I'm like, "Why would I send the same form
no.
twice?"
Yeah,
I don't
because like
know.
for us, it was I always make sure that one when we keep your card on file,
Mhm.
I've never lost a dispute because my my card on file and my cancellation policy, they not only accept it upon booking, they have to sign that form.
Mm.
So once they go in, it literally asks them to sign it and it has them put in their information. So when you do your contracts, you should be able to attach those certain contracts to those certain procedures.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
But I'm not sure. I mean, with Square, you have to go on a computer and see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like the app, like the appointments app, it doesn't show you everything. But in the
No.
appointments app, you can see if they've got the contract and if they opened it.
Mm.
But what I like with Boulevard is that when I have them check in, it notifies the artist on their phone. that their client has arrived. So when they
Mm.
check in on the iPad, if they have forms that are not completed, it's going to prompt them
Oh,
to finish
nice.
those forms before it notifies their artist that they're here.
Oh,
And
cool.
I like that because we don't have a front desk, I don't have to step away from my chair and my client to go check in my lash artist
Mhm.
client that showed up, or just
Yeah.
Cell sees clients every 25 minutes. So they're constantly, and I'm still
Yeah.
with my same client. She's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go ahead and check in on the iPad. Just I'll be with you in just a
Yeah.
second. That's all I have to say. And I don't have to stop what I'm doing.
That's so awesome.
So I like it a lot.
That's
It's a
cool.
learning curve though, because
I'm excited to actually fuck with it.
it's like all this shit in there. And I'm just
Yes.
like
And she
getting it
actually has to
set up.
take courses.
Yeah. That's what I
Oh,
liked
I
about it too,
bet.
is
I
that they
bet.
have it's like Guide CX or something, where there's like things that I needed to do
Mhm.
for them to do my migration. So
Mhm.
once I had those courses completed, I could go in and like tick a box and say, I
Oh,
did this,
okay.
I did that. And it would guide me over to Boulevard so I could actually like, take care of those things in the system before our migration actually took place. Because
Mhm.
everything we just launched yesterday. And even they even sent me like how to do my overlay. So it's not like how on your website you have like your book now button and then it pops you over to Square appointments.
Yeah.
No, you're on my website and just a little overlay pops up to book
Mm.
your appointment. You
Cute.
stay in the website.
Oh,
So they
That's really
never have to
cool.
leave my website, which is nice. And our
Mm.
website is getting a re whatever
Rebrand.
redone.
rebranding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I've been doing all of that stuff, and
This is super. So this is like their
Let's see.
academy thing where you learn things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crystal's like, just give me all the access I can play with
I
everything.
know. Like seriously,
I
I
went
fucking
I went through a lot of, like, booking sites at first, and there were some I liked, some that were recommended. I was like, "No, I don't know." Square seemed really easy, but then, like, all these extra costs that are
Square was easy in the
arising
beginning. In
is
the
I'm
beginning, it
just
was
yeah, in the
because
beginning,
it was
but
if you were one
now
person, you didn't have to like you literally just paid your processing fees.
but now it's so much more. Like now
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to charge you for like contracts. They're trying for the booking site
Yep.
for you
yeah.
to be able to send text messages to your clients through there.
Now there's,
For
like,
you,
an individual, like, invoices app that is through
Yep.
Square, and I think that's
They
really
charge you per
annoying.
invoice now,
no way.
plus the
And
processing
you
fee.
send a lot of invoices.
I yeah, I do. And I'm thinking of switching to Vagaro because it's included in my salon suite, like the rental.
But
Like
also look
they
into
just joined forces.
yes. So
So
but check to see because
I'm still
it
like
is yeah.
kind
No, and I mean I
of
good if you do or whichever it is that you do, but just also check. I know that they charge extra for the little things as well.
hmm
So see what's included with that free.
with the Vagaro.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll have to do that.
I've seen some salons use Vagaro for like their teams.
hmm
It was never one that was on my radar. I did dabble in Gloss Genius, but the only thing I didn't like about that was that it's their brand.
I don't like the
I didn't
colors. It just
like
I hate
you're
it.
right. I'm like,
I hate
It's
my
Glass
branding was
Genius.
already my
Don't
branding was
ever fucking talk
already
about Glass Genius. I'm
so
just
I
kidding.
didn't like it for that because I'm
Yeah.
like, I want my colors. I want
Yeah.
my
Yes.
images. I want, my services laid out a certain
Yeah.
way. And that's what I didn't like about Gloss Genius, that it was just like using their app under their conditions,
Yeah.
what they've like preset for you.
Yeah. I
And I
know
was
the
like,
studio
no.
the studio that I work at for tattooing on Fridays, they use Vagaro.
Okay.
So I mean so far I like it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying like I don't think it's not even the like
Did
an
she
issue.
switch over? Because wasn't she on Square for checkout?
Yes. She's not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's Vagaro now.
Nice.
Everything's on Vagaro. But I like it
Mhm.
the way that I get like the notifications as people book.
Mhm.
Obviously, like I have control over my schedule as well. But
Mhm.
they're the ones that control everything else, and you could request deposits and stuff through them.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I mean I don't know
Same.
what else is in it, but
Yeah.
at least that's what I know.
That I like too. Yeah, because like the deposits, I haven't like I don't even know if you can set that up where or if it's like
Yeah.
No.
No.
yeah.
Not with Square, not deposits. You can do an invoice for a deposit.
Because
Or
I'm
you
like
can
Oh,
take a
that's
deposit.
true
The
because
way
I've never
that
seen
I would do
yeah.
it is when I would do a consultation. I'm like, okay, this deposit will apply to that appointment. And I would have to go in and remember, like I put it in their notes that they paid a deposit on that date, but it just showed as a paid appointment.
Yeah.
So there was like really no way. With Square, I set it so like
Not Square.
I mean, not Square, with Boulevard. I went in there for like my color corrections. It's to book the color correction consultation, you have to put the deposit down first.
Okay.
And then that will be applied to your correction at that time.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
Oh, that
yeah.
makes sense. See, so some research we have to do now.
I
We
know.
have to do.
I know. I'm like, I keep saying this, but I'm just like, I need to sit down and like go
Yeah.
through the
But I think it's
list.
also been really busy this month.
I miss the
As
holidays
far
are
like
Yes.
crazy.
yeah,
I
since
have like my whole list of things I want to change and do in January. Like January 1st, I'm like, okay, I'm going to like go through this because I know it's going to be slow season.
yeah,
So I'm just going to like go and do all what I need to do.
yeah.
Anyways, back to you, Trish.
I know.
We're all like over the
we're
place.
getting
We talk
off
about
we're getting
booking
off
and
topic. So,
that never happens.
what's one piece of advice you'd give someone that's wanting to go get into the hair industry?
beauty school is for you to learn how to pass state board.
Mhm.
Find what you like, find an artist that you like, and assist.
Mhm. And
Don't
be
think
grateful.
and don't think that you can do all of the things, because you don't have to do all of the things.
Mhm.
That'll come in time.
Yeah.
Take the time to niche down and figure out what it is in the beauty industry that you like, whether that's color, cutting, vivid, extensions, and focus on honing in on that craft. Finding your mentor and saying, okay, I'm ready to learn
Mhm.
and I'm going to give it my all. And if it doesn't work out, I can do other things within the beauty industry. Because
Mhm.
just because you're a cosmetologist doesn't mean you have to do hair.
Mhm.
But I feel like so many cosmos especially want to graduate and go into a studio and or go into a suite, and it's just like it's isolating.
Mhm.
Who are you going to learn from?
Yeah.
Because you don't know everything. And there's times even for me where I'm like, fuck, what is happening with this color?
Yeah.
And because my daughter is a cosmo, because my last artist is a cosmo, she doesn't do hair, but just to be able to like
Bounce.
bounce the ideas off of them, just to have that sounding board, and they've like, what about this? Or have you done this?
Yeah.
Or like Giselle's an amazing colorist. She's also an artist like you guys as well. So she knows color theory in a different perspective
Yeah.
than what I was taught color theory, because I'm a colorist.
Yeah.
But just to be able to, have that sounding board to be able to like bounce ideas off of somebody, just listen to me talk for a second,
Yeah.
because with color corrections it does happen. But I feel like so many people like, well, I want to be a cosmetologist and I want to go into a suite because I don't want to work for anybody.
Mhm.
Like, why do you want to isolate yourself?
Mhm.
Why do you want to stifle yourself into this little box
Yeah.
and not learn? Because even for me, like my extension artist, who she just rents from me and she's a traveling artist. She's taught me so much when it comes to extensions,
Yeah.
because extensions were not like my strong suit,
Yeah.
because I just I was like, I don't want to learn that shit.
Yeah.
I'm a colorist.
Mhm.
But she's taught me so much. And even now when I do extensions and I'm still learning like the hidden bead and the IBE and all the different techniques,
Yeah.
the swan method and the this method, it's just like I'll call her and be like, hey, I had this problem with my install. What can I do to fix it?
Yeah.
And she'll like send me videos, or say, or just like even a voice over the phone, like voice memo, whatever.
Yeah.
And I learned so much from her. It's
And
like
now you were like, okay, I
yeah.
get it.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Or
Yeah.
like I was just making it more complicated than it needed to be, because that's not my forte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We get in our heads sometimes.
yeah, for sure. And I
Overthink.
think like the biggest thing that you can give somebody is knowledge.
Yeah.
Never stop learning. Never want to stop
Mhm.
learning.
Mhm.
You don't know
Absolutely.
everything, and what's trending today is not going to be trending tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh,
How you
yeah.
learned something 6 months ago is going to change, or there's a better way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's
You
why
know?
I entered this industry, at least for me. I'm just like, I hate doing the same old damn thing all the time.
Mhm.
I keep wanting to like learn, expand new products, new like protocols, new mixing, whatever. It's
Yeah.
just like, I love it all.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing, it's forever changing. It's never going to stop changing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing, like, that's one thing that we get that like experience,
Yeah.
to continue
Mhm.
learning, to want to learn. And like, what's the next great thing? What can I learn different?
Mhm.
And I think that anybody who's willing to learn, and just be thankful that there's still people out here who want to teach you. Because I feel like in the last, like, especially last like 2 years since the
Mhm.
pandemic happened, it's just like you either want to pay thousands of dollars to go to this in-person training. I'm like, why? You can watch it
Yeah.
on TikTok for free.
Oh my god.
Seriously.
But
Yeah.
are you gonna, when you message that artist and say, hey, I saw you doing this color technique and I have questions, are they gonna respond to you?
Probably
Oh,
not.
no.
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 I've
You're gonna
tried.
get that.
No.
You're gonna get
Um,
that in the salon from seasoned
yes.
stylists.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
just be willing to take those, willing to take that advice, willing to learn from those that came before you,
Yeah.
and willing to
Yes.
work on your craft. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If I could tell you, just be willing to learn, be willing to work, be willing to put in the
Mhm.
work, because the clients are out there.
Yeah.
There's clients for everybody.
Yeah. There is.
And even with my clients, if my client leaves and goes find somewhere else and they experience it and they still come back to me, I'm still going to take them back with open arms,
Well, yeah.
because they're like, will you take me back? I went somewhere else.
Who
Fuck yeah. Who
cares?
cares? I
Yeah.
don't care. Who fucked up your hair?
Yeah.
I don't care. I will ask,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
especially
so
if I have a
funny.
correction. I'm like, who fucked it up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
and then
love
and
that.
then also, like, a lot of the times there is women who are not even trying to, like, just straight stylists. Sometimes stylists are busy,
Yeah.
and then you need something urgent or whatever, and then you switch. And it doesn't mean that, like, they didn't like their hair. It just means somebody else had
No,
an
I've had
opening.
clients tell me straight up. They're like, you didn't have an opening. I needed my haircut and I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And she did a
Yeah.
good job, but she didn't do it like you did it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's
Mhm.
also like
It's just that attention to detail.
yeah,
It's
I did that
different.
too. Yeah. I was like, mine didn't have an opening, so then I went to see you and I was like, oh my God, I'm like obsessed with my hair now.
I
And
know
I do like you.
we have an appointment. We have an appointment coming up, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
So I
excited
think
for it.
everybody, and that's the cool thing. Like in this industry, everybody works differently, and you're allowed to have. Um, so don't think as clients that you can't have different stylists. You can, as long as they both kind of do the same kind of work,
Yeah, for
because then
sure.
you don't want to be like like overworking the hair or whatever. So try to stay to one stylist if possible. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I,
Mhm.
I feel like loyalty is a big thing when it comes to, like, consistency
Yeah.
and the type of hair that you want. But if you can't get on somebody's schedule and you go somewhere else, I
Yeah.
mean,
I wouldn't get
you
like me.
have your. I don't
I've
get
never
offended. I don't get
neither. I've
offended.
never gotten offended when I used to do hair and people used to go to different stylists. Okay, am I doing your phone color? Cool, let's do it.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
go get your hair cut over there. Like,
yeah,
that's fine.
that's fine. I fucking hate hair cutting. Like that's just not my thing.
And see, I actually gained a client just recently because she told me that the stylist, she like loved how she did her color, but she didn't cut hair, or
Oh.
she did like the basic like
Yeah,
long layers, and she's like, and I want something fun, and for us, like the bombshell blowout is really big
yeah,
for us, and people are wanting those big fluffy layers.
yeah,
I feel like it's a lost art.
yeah.
I'm like, take me back to the 90s with
Mhm.
Yes,
big voluminous
fluffy. Yeah,
fluffy hair.
yeah,
And like people see me and they see that I have a shag or a mullet or whatever, and I have tattoos and I dress mostly in black all the time, but I put out pretty hair.
yeah,
And they're like, I'm gonna keep going back to her, even
yeah,
though she looks like that.
yeah.
She does pretty hair.
Oh,
Yes.
stop.
Because
No.
they would think that the only thing you know how to do is mullets or shaggy hair, but
And I don't
that's
do
not it.
no, I don't
No.
do them.
Yeah.
I will, like, if you want a mullet, like I can do like the shorter, fun, shaggy layers and stuff. But if you want like the mullet,
Yeah.
I got somebody I can send you to.
Yeah.
Because that's
And
just
see, and that right there is a good stylist.
yeah, for sure.
Somebody who's not afraid to send their client out somewhere else because guess what? I'm not good at that, but I do know someone who is.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm. For sure.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I can give you like the baby mullet.
Yeah.
Like, I got that.
Yeah.
I did one today
Yeah.
and it fucking looked amazing. But if she wants to go shorter, I'm gonna be like, I know how much you love me and I will not be offended if you go see my girl because she's the one who cuts my hair like
Yeah.
this, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Mhm.
mean, like, even still, like, if somebody was like, I want rainbow prism, this and that, I'm gonna be like, let me call my girl in for that because even though she doesn't like doing hair anymore, she might be better at it than I am. If you want, black color, some purple, some pinks, and things like that, I got you.
Yeah.
But all
I'm
the other
like,
stuff, I'm like, let me call in reinforcements.
oh my God, I
Giselle,
just
Giselle will
love.
take a Vivid,
Really?
especially if somebody calls in for a consultation and they're like, I want this, this, and this, and it's like a Vivid balayage or block color, things like that. Just like, I want it. When can I get it on my schedule?
No
And
way.
she will take a Vivid still, but she
Yeah.
won't. If somebody comes in, they're like, "Oh, can you do me a balayage or
No.
dementia?" She's like, "Absolutely fucking not."
Oh my
Not if I'm broke and desperate.
Yeah. Oh
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Those used to be like the perms for me. If somebody wanted a perm,
I don't even do perms.
oh my God. People would ask me and I would give them like the highest price ever. And then they would say yes. And I was like,
It wasn't high enough.
no. But the thing is, so you know how like when they say when you're afraid to give a price, like because you're afraid to lose a client, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're not afraid to give a price and you're confident about the price, and you know the price is high.
Yeah.
And people would still get it done. And I was like, I remember like it was in California. This girl came in and she's like, I wanted to get a perm. Her hair was super fine, really thin. And I was like, I don't think it'll grab. I said, but my perms they're $250 for a perm. Her hair was like short. Like it wouldn't, but
I
I fucking just hated
back
it.
like in the early
And she said,
2000s, my hair was
yes.
down to my ass, and I decided to get a perm. I think it was like $150, and my mom was like, "That's way too much," but I wanted a perm on my long, dark black hair, and I remember being in that salon for hours.
Did they fuck it up or was it
No,
good? It was good.
I had long ramen noodles because my hair was so long, so fine, and it was curly as shit
Yeah.
at the end of it. Because he was afraid too that if he didn't use like the spiral perm rods and
Yeah.
the harsher solution, that it wasn't gonna take
Yeah.
because my hair's so straight.
Yeah.
No, I had long curly hair and I
Yeah.
let that shit grow out.
Yeah, and hers was like short. I overcharged her, to be honest.
You
Like
didn't overcharge you charged her what was necessary for you to do that perm.
I charged her so she could say no.
Oh my gosh.
I have
that's so
I have a
funny.
client that will literally refer, like, she's a once a year traditional sense, like highlight and base color, but she has hair to the middle of her back and a lot of it. And the people say, "Who does your blonde or who does your highlights or who does your whatever?" She's like, "This is my girl. She's not cheap, but she only sees me once a year."
Yeah.
So I was like, when you break it down, you're really only paying like what, $7 a day
Yeah.
for bomb ass hair.
I
And-
know. I
and
love
hers-
the breaking down
and
prices
hers,
like this.
and her hair grows out so seamlessly.
Really.
Like, yeah, you can tell that she needs her hair retouched.
Yeah.
You can tell she's not a natural blonde,
Yeah.
but it grows out so naturally that she goes from like a full highlight today, and then in 6 months she's like a balayage, and then in 6 months when it's time for her like to get ready to come back and see me, that's when you can tell like, okay, it's like grown out
Yeah.
balayage highlight situation. She's like, she's not cheap, but she's like, I only get my hair done once a year.
Yeah. So she's like, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, my husband's gonna have a little heart attack when he sees this bill, but
Yeah. But that's when you're like, well,
we'll see you next year.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Well, it's been great having you
Thank
and
you.
talking to you and
Thank you
getting
for
to
having
know
me.
you and more of your business. And I hope whoever's listening, you guys took some, advice and write down some of the pointers that she gave out, because I know we had never had a hairstylist.
First one.
Yes, our first
Yay.
hairstylist and
Woohoo. And salon
owner. Yes.
Mhm.
So I hope you guys take something away from this. And remember, you never stop learning. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the industry. There's always room to grow. So thank you so much for being on.
Yes.
Anything?
Thank you.
Thank you, Trish.
Yeah.
And bye-bye.
Bye.
A little dance.
Her little dance.
Bum, bum.
My old lady dance.
I know. She's like,
That's it.
bye.